Okay, I don't know where to start with this video because I bought some more of the trinket bags that they have at the Scrap Exchange. And let me show you. It's kind of crazy. Let me move my coffee because I don't want any debris of any kind to end up in my coffee cup. So this was in a bag of trinkets, and just, I mean, how fun is this? It's crazy. There are a lot of things in here that I could put immediately into recycle and trash, but there are so many treasures in here. And I mentioned this before, but I want to say it again in case you didn't see the other video. Many of you already know the Scrap Exchange is a reuse arts shop. They also have a thrift store. So people donate things. Somebody asked in a comment, where do their things come from? Everything is donated. And there is so much stuff in the world. Donations are not a problem. It takes a while to get the ball rolling. You could open a reuse shop in your area, but you need to make connections in your community. Clean industrial waste. If you have places that have packaging they're going to throw away, containers, wood scraps, die cuts, like if you work with a facility that makes dies of some kind, you may end up with scrap pieces of plexiglass or plastic, broken glass that people use for mosaics. But when everything is donated, it ends up in these huge boxes that you have to sort out of. I've worked there 2 different times. I've been shopping there for over 30 years. What you end up with is just a collection of tiny things at the bottoms of these huge bins that you pull things out of to price and sort. And if an employee were to take on the challenge of trying to package and price every single thing, it's a monumental task to process donations like this. When you get to the bottom of the bin, it's very easy just to scoop everything up, put it in a grab bag. So I think I understand where these are coming from. I love it. Now, what I want to do in the coming however long it takes, we're going to call this trinkets a day because I'm going to try to use all of this in my trash and recycle journal. We're going to get really creative. And as luck would have it, or should we say how serendipitous, that I just made an enormous everyday trashy junk journal. We're not necessarily going to go through all this at one time. I already see some things in here that are treasures. I took it out of the plastic bag and put it in a large tote bag that I can easily pull out of. So maybe we should go ahead. I don't even know how to go about this. Should I pull out like 5 items at a time and try to use them? I don't even know. One thing I did see in this, which, and I've told you before, you have to be careful. You can't just rake your hands through something like this because there could be, oh, like look in here. How does this even open? Look at the little lock and key. We've got a safety pin on it. Oh, the pull tab. Little pieces of metal and wood, and just like that, there it is. You might say, well, they should have pulled that out and priced it. I'm not saying you're saying that, but you could say that. Like, that's really valuable. They could have put $2 on this or whatever. But if you realize how long it takes to pay somebody by the hour to sort through this, and that's also the reason volunteers are so beneficial at a big place like this. This is wonderful. Like, I would have paid $2 for this, which was the price of the bag. But again, you have to factor in what you're paying somebody per hour. The overwhelmingly huge, I can't stress that enough, amount of donations that come in. It's almost impossible to deal with it. You have to have really good, focused processors to deal with it. And systems. It takes systems. You have to have systems in place to deal with the donations, because if you open a space that takes everything under the sun, the donations will show up. There was one thing in here. See, and things get lost too. Like, it's just time consuming to go through and pull out what you think might be worth $10. But if it's worth $10, at the end of the day, what if you've paid somebody $100 in salary to go through all this? What is that? A broken pair of scissors. Very bent. Somebody used that for something it wasn't supposed to be used for. That's a pretty little flower. I don't even see it at this point. Ooh, look at the metal butterfly. This is so amazing. Oh, look at this. It's an awl, which is why you can't just go flying through here digging. This is my favorite awl ever, and I bought that at the scrap exchange years ago. And now I have another one. Absolutely love it. So let's put these to the side. What are we going to do? Maybe what I should do is carefully scoop up some things. Oh, there's a little wax seal. Look at that. And it's got a Christmas tree on it. Ah, yay, yay, yay. We could go through this for a whole year. There's part of a fish that looks like maybe it's made out of clay or resin. So what shall we do? I have an idea for some of this. Of course I do. And I think the first thing we're going to do is pull out these are fun. Let's pull out some of the lids that are in here. That's the top to a prescription bottle. Look at the feathers. Those will be fun. All right, well, maybe one or two more small ones. Now this could get sharp, and you have to be careful for things like that. Oh, so that'll be fun. Let's take these, and maybe we can put everything else back in the bag. All right, let's get this huge journal out. I do have an idea. I know you probably remember I said what I want to do is have this be very tactile, very dimensional. Now, I'm going to pull out the hot glue gun for what we're going to do. I'm almost out of tacky glue anyway. I did end up finding the second one that had fallen over on the side of the table onto the floor, off the side of the table onto the floor. So let's plug this in and let that be heating up. And let's pull out our lids that we have. CeraVe. And we can make somewhat of a shadow box with these. Just waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up. And I will wipe out some of these lids. What I did here was lay out these lids in a shape that seemed kind of pleasing to me as far as just where they're laid out on the page. I used a hot glue gun to put everything down. If something wants to peel away, we'll find a way to glue it with something different or add more hot glue. I didn't try the tacky glue because I know with plastics and things it's hard to get it to stick. What I want to do now is put some interesting backgrounds in here. We're going to try to work out of the bag completely, the bag of trinkets for this. I'm just challenging myself, like trinkets a day, to try to go through that whole bag. But they don't typically have paper in them. So I'm going to have to pull from some of my scrap paper and let's try to see if we can get some shapes of paper that'll fit right inside these. I think I cut that way too small, but that's okay. It needs to be a little smaller to fit in there. There, that's actually perfect. So we're gonna, whoa. This glue gun gets so hot, I'm afraid of it. I've burnt my finger more than once with this thing. It's one of the high temp glue guns that I've only had probably for a year. I got it at Joann's. I've always used the lower temp guns. So I was shocked at how hot this thing gets. There's that one. Have all different kinds of paper here. Is that? You just lay it across the top and kind of, you can get enough of an outline of the shape to cut a, we're doing this fast. We are not worried about this being perfect. And that's still too big. It's one of the reasons that these trashy journals are so fun and they've become so popular. We're using up things that would end up in the landfill, things that still have life left or have some beauty to them, and there are no rules. It's very freeing when you don't have to be perfect. And hopefully this will stick. This feels sort of like some sort of silicone or something. Whoa. I probably got too much in there. That's okay. It can just add to the texture. And it doesn't even all have to be paper in here. We could use fabric, but we're going to be layering some things in these jar lids. Oh, well, not just jar lids, all kinds of lids. And I think that looks to me like the covers to binocular lenses or something like that. I should have already preemptively cut this way smaller because I measured from the outside of that, and there, that's better. And that's kind of a thick rim around the edge of that lid. I don't want my fingers too close to that. I just can't stress how hot this was. I got one little drop on one of my fingers and it burned. That's not what that is. I had a close encounter with the blade on my paper cutter, and we won't talk about that. What else do we want in here? I know for this, we're gonna color up that paintable wallpaper. Put a little bit of water in there to cover the whole thing. That's pretty. I love the way it makes the flowers show to go back over it. We'll let that dry. Just grabbed some fun painty papers. I'll just go ahead and cut inside that impression that we made. Okay, that's perfect. And look, I dropped some. That's okay. We're just gonna leave it. Okay, that's good. I think we're gonna just use the 1-inch circle punch. Maybe to come back and add some interest in the center of that one. Oh my goodness, it almost looks like eyeglasses. You can tell I'm not being worried or precious about how they go in and the glue, because it is not like this is something that we're going to sell. This is something just for me to enjoy in my trash journal. And it's also great to see, this shows just how much waste we produce as a country and just all over any developed countries. Oh, that's really looking fun. Now let's take a look at some alcohol ink. And this is one of the things that I really do love about alcohol ink. It will work on non-porous surfaces to help stain and give things some color. So let's just go around the edge and let it fall, like it'll just sort of run down the inside and the outside. Some different colors here. This one is the alcohol ink by Ranger. Tim Holtz. I think this one's called Stream. The first one I used was an Adirondack. This is Adirondack. Adirondack Brights alcohol ink. This is Purple Twilight. And we could put some in these little, they're like little spokes in there, like in a car tire or something, or a wheel well. I don't even know what to call it. We need something in here. Need a darker color maybe on that. I'm glad the shop door is open today. I like the smell of alcohol ink, but I'm not sure it's good for you to just like sniff this much in an enclosed space. There, so that adds some color. Okay, what I've just done, I'm gonna move this, we'll save this for another lid page or whatever. I've pulled a handful of things out of the bag, since we're calling this Trinkets a Day and we're trying to use everything in this bag. What do we have here that we could put inside the shadow box today? We have the wax seal. And what is this? That says Because Production Services. It doesn't work anymore. We may sew it to the end of this page. What is over here? Yeah, we'll figure this one out in just a minute. This could go in, oh, maybe that should go in there. We have some feathers from the bag. We have this really fun bulb of some kind. That might need to go in. This is some little pink piece of plastic. I'm not sure what that belongs to. A really cute little bottle cork. And I'm tempted I'm not gonna put this in the book because I'm always coming across little bottles. In fact, there's a bottle in the bag somewhere. I'm gonna save this. You hear those famous final words, and a week from now we'll be wondering where that went. We're gonna save that. The zipper, the pull tab is cute. That needs to go in here. We have a leaf and a little flower petal, and that might need to go in a different one. And then we have a button. Oh, and we have all these little metal tabs. It was tempting to try to fold this back into shape with my hands, but I've already got a cut and a burn, so we're gonna respect the materials and not do that. We have all like little cogs, and that looks like something from one of those things you wear on Crocs. I don't know what this is. Some sort of little plastic tab. Can't be, so we may have to cut this. I don't know yet, or maybe that should just hang as a charm. Oh, we have this little red, oh, and it'll do that. Some kind of buckle. I wonder if that was to a toy. And is this a, what is this? That's a tattoo. I wonder, what does this say? Oriental Trading Company. I wonder if it would like maybe come off on the paper somehow. I know we used to have to wet these on one side and then hold them down. Let's just leave that there for a bit and see what happens. And this must have been some sort of confetti from like a wedding event or something. Maybe we should put these all over the place, like an engagement party or something. And we have a little tiny little wooden dowel. That might be fun to go. The zipper pull could kind of hang on that. Let's go ahead and put that there. I don't think it's gonna really stay, but maybe we can put a drop under the actual zipper pull. And we'll end up with a piece of fabric or something across that. I'm not worried about it. Let's put some glue across the bottom here. And get that in place. Let's put this little, put the button right here. And, oh, I like this. So let's put the little Christmas tree seal here, and we will add the flower and the leaf across the bottom. And I think I'm going to put that little cog in there. And maybe the little, oh, you know what? Okay, so let me see if I can find these tweezers and hold this somehow, because I want to put a pile of glue here and kind of slide that up into it. I'm getting glue everywhere, but I don't want to get burned. All of that's gonna dry. Maybe we could do this. We'll put some of our glitter, since we got glue everywhere. Let's put that there. And actually, let's go ahead and do that there as well. By the time we're done, I don't think we will even know that these are lids. For this, I'm just gonna go ahead and glue it down and hope that it stays. might come back with some thread or some wire to go around it. Oh, look, it worked. That is so funny. Okay, I think I need permission to just throw this away. We really don't need that, but we're trying to use everything. We have a little rubber band. Maybe we could somehow put that around the pen. We have these office supplies together. We could use maybe a pull tab in here. And one in here. Now we have all these rings. I think I'll just put a little drop of glue on the back of the diamond part on each one. We're just going to put those all over the place. So let's get I think that this particular bag, the donation box must have had some sort of ladybug project, because there are a lot of ladybugs throughout. So let's put a ladybug in there. Here's a feather that we missed. Which is kind of... Oh, I do not want my finger in that. That's good for now. And the bottle cap. That's better. Now we can switch over to our regular tacky glue. All right there. Oh, I just found a little bead that I had not even noticed. Maybe, no. So let's put some glue right down in this little track inside the lid. I don't think I put any alcohol ink on this one. Let's put some on the pull tab, and then all through there. And I like to go back around sometimes and just let it run down the sides. It makes a really pretty shadow box. I did notice there were some pieces of fabric in here. Let me get out a needle, and we'll get a pretty large one, because I think I'm going to use maybe some embroidery thread or something heavy enough. This needle might be too big, honestly. Let's go right under the little clip there on the side. And I'm going to pull almost all the way through, because I want to tie a knot at the top here to start off with, and maybe hold it in place. And then let's just work our way down there loosely. And in this spot, I think I'm going to go around a few times. And I want the rubber band to feel kind of loose on there. It may end up breaking anyway. I know rubber bands kind of dry rot over time. And for this, maybe we will just, I'm going to keep it really loose there for a second. And let's, I would normally use tacky glue. And I may come back and add some tacky glue. I'm just so low on it right now. So let's put this on the edge to be I think we'll put, one of the fun things about making little shadow boxes and stuff like that is coming back and putting decorations around the edge to fill it out. So you have some that are little like shelves or whatever, and then you just have decorations around the edge. We didn't use this. I may save this to go in the fun packs. So we'll use that. In fact, I will. I'm going to put that in the packs that are going out. That way we use it, we don't end up wasting it. And I don't know, ladybugs are so sweet. They're cute. I can trim that down later. It's kind of hanging over the edge. And then this little cross was in the bag of trinkets. So of course I think we need to put it in as well. Put it right there. And we have this key ring, which might be nice for charms. Well, I was digging around for a safety pin in the bag, but I didn't see one. Now what am I looking for? Oh, this ring. We can just safety pin this to the fabric here. I had to get one of my safety pins from my stash, and that's fine, because this gives us a place to hang things on this page. While I was digging around, I found this die that I think we definitely need to add in, and another colorful ball. I don't know if that's from some sort of little, like probably a child's game. They're very soft though. And those would have been fun eyeballs, but the game is not over yet. We have a lot more lids and things to use. So maybe we can try to, let's put some glue here. I'll try to glue it in a way that both colors show. This thread that's on this card, it's really pretty. I don't know how old it is. I'm not sure how well it would hold up. So we're just gonna add it down here as a part of the whole like shadow box thing. And I accidentally dropped some of the hot glue, so we'll just add glitter to it. And this happens to be laying around, so why don't we just color in some flowers down here. That needs to go in. We'll just put it right here. We may find something smaller to go in there. Is everything attached? I think it is. We'll let this dry, but I think this is going to be such a fun project. We're going to try to use everything in that bag. And then maybe I can take it back in the store and show the employee who puts these together. I think they might like to see it. That is a heavy page, but that's okay. What's on the other side? We can still add some fabric to reinforce this. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I will be back really soon. Bye for now.